Attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our Springboard webinar to educate our vendors on how to make the most of your Springboard experience. So thank you for joining us today. I would like to thank you for your participation in Alta Springboard. We're very excited about the launch of Alta Springboard next week. And without you, we would not be able to pull this off. So thank you again. Thank you from our whole team. We think the new format of this event experience will be very beneficial to you all. Before we get started, I would like to let you all know that everyone's line is muted to eliminate background noise. There is a chat function where you can send us questions and comments, and we'll get to those at the end. The purpose of this training is to make sure that all of our vendors know how to everything will work at Alta Springboard since the event is so different. So let's jump into the flow and discuss some suggestions on how to make the most of your conference. I'm going to send this over to Deirdre Green. Actually, no, that's not it. We're actually going to talk about the vendor space and your setup for the event. The vendors will be in customized pods around the perimeter of the room. The room is called the Ideas Festival Room. The breaks and lunch will be served throughout the event in this room as well. Every time you see vendor networking on the schedule, that is your time at your kiosk. You can find the full schedule on our website at meetings@alta.org. As a reminder, you're free to bring table signage and flyers and brochure to your space, but no additional floor signage is permitted. If you have any questions about this, please shoot me an email at claire@alta.org. Now I'm going to send this over to Deirdre Green, who's going to talk about the Ideas Festival and the knowledge communities.
Thanks, Claire. The flow of Springboard is different from our other conferences. We've eliminated the traditional general sessions and breakout sessions. We've identified three kind of industry topics and challenges that we're going to talk about. We have staffing and development, industry core values. Both of those will take place on Wednesday, and our third will take place on Thursday, and that's connecting to the customer. How these will work is there's going to be an Ideas Festival, and that will be speakers from the main stage introducing the topic, putting it into context of the industry, and then inspiring the different zones to tackle subtopics that we've identified. We'll then transition into what we're calling our knowledge communities, which are 45 minutes long, where our subject matter experts are going to introduce the subtopics. And really in our knowledge community, we're going to spend the majority of the time at our rounds discussing and brainstorming and problem solving these topics. Now, as vendors, you are going to be at those roundtables, so it's a great time to talk to attendees who you might not have normally talked to, and also just really be involved in the industry conversations. Something that's important and will really help us help you is if you fill out your pre-event survey, you should have received at least one, possibly two emails from Lauren Dollarshell on our staff. It has a link to a SurveyMonkey where we're asking you to rank subtopics that are most important to you, and that will help us try and give you preference and put you into zones that matter to you for each of those Ideas Festivals. So if you haven't received your survey, please let Claire or Lauren know, and please go ahead and fill out your survey today. That would help us a lot. So now I'm going to turn it over to Wayne Stanley to talk about a really great networking opportunity, Brain Dates.
Thanks, Deirdre. Hi, everybody. I'm really excited to talk to you about Brain Dates today. These are our new one-on-one curated connections that we have contracted for this event. We're really hoping that the Brain Dates are going to allow people to build new business relationships and really take their networking to the next level. You know, our tagline for Springboard, as many of you have seen, is taking your business to the next level, and we've really added career to that as well. And so I think as people have learned more about the Brain Dates, they've gotten much more excited about them. And just to talk a little bit about how the Brain Dates are going to work and when they're set up, I think it's important to know that the brain dating time that we've allotted during the event will take place concurrently with our career advancement talks. And these talks, you know, as vendors, you probably won't sit through those talks, but those are 20-minute discussions with industry leaders on a variety of career advancement topics, such as women in leadership or creating good presentations, that sort of thing. But brain dating will occur at the same time. But you don't have to just brain date during that time period, especially I think that's important to know as vendors. You can brain date throughout the event. You know, we want you at the tables during the Ideas Festival and knowledge communities, but if there are other times that you want to set up meetings, then that would be great. We're going to have a full brain dating lounge set up so that you can talk with these folks in a comfortable environment and really get to know them. And this is your time as a vendor to really connect with individual attendees that are in need of your product or service. And this is really your time to do that sales pitch. And if you haven't received one of the brain dating emails from us, you can go to the website on your own. It's braindates.alta.org. That's braindates.alta.org. You can go there, and what it's going to have you do is you're going to create a profile, and we strongly encourage you to go ahead and upload your photo so that people know who you are and they can recognize you in the room. And then you're going to create an offer, which is something that perhaps you want from another member or another industry participant while you're there in Fort Worth. And then you're also going to create a request as well, which is where, or a quest as it says on the site. And it will explain all this on the site. It will prompt you very easily and teach you how to do this. But basically you're going to say, this is my strength, this is my product, this is my service, this is what I can offer to your organization. And when other attendees go on to the brain dating site and they say, I'm interested in learning more about a certain kind of software or a certain business solution, your information will pop up and they'll be able to brain date with you. If someone requests a brain date from you, you'll receive an email with a sample time slot already thrown in there, and you'll be able to change that time if you've already got something booked, or you can accept it right then and there and then add it to your calendar. So it really makes it all-inclusive and a one-stop shop for this curated experience, and we hope that you guys really make the most out of it. And to encourage folks to really make the most of their brain dates, we're announcing first on this webinar, because our vendor and conference sponsors are so important to us. We wanted you guys to know that we're going to offer a contest for any participant at Springboard that has the most brain dates is going to win a very special prize at the end of the day on Thursday. So definitely be booking those brain dates and make sure that you're using the brain dating software. One sidebar that I'll mention for the brain dates is that if for some reason you come in contact with an attendee that hasn't heard of brain dates or maybe hasn't set any up, we will have brain dating staff in the room that if they simply walk up to our brain dating staff and say, I don't know anything about this, but I'm really interested in learning about this business solution, this staff has been poring over our attendee list, and they'll be able to help connect you to these people that maybe don't make a brain date before they arrive. So if you don't get any before next Tuesday or Wednesday, don't worry. We'll still be able to connect you with some folks on site, but definitely take part in this contest and book your brain dates. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Cornelia Horner to talk to you about the happy hour and a few more details of Springboard.
Thank you, Wayne, and hello. Good morning to everyone. I do want to talk about the happy hour. So Wednesday afternoon, we're doing something a little different than what we've done in the past. If you've attended Alta meetings before, you know that typically we have our receptions in our exhibit hall, but we're changing it up this time. The happy hour is going to be out in the Alta arena, so it is in a different area. It's a different type of reception. We're just trying to build more networking and relationship building in a new way. As Claire talked about, we've got time set aside for you to be at your vendor pod anytime that there's vendor networking throughout the day. So this is not that time. This is when you should be mingling with everybody else out in the Alta arena and enjoying that happy hour. Another thing I want to talk about is how can you be successful at Springboard. It is very different than what we've done in the past, as I just discussed, and everybody else has talked about the fact that you'll be involved in the conversations. You'll be sitting at the tables. It's a very different type of sales that you'll be doing because it is about building that relationship. When you're sitting down, all of these topics are things that are industry focused. They may or may not be specific to your business, but they're things that you probably have knowledge about. And this, as Deirdre described, it's a great way for you to show that you're knowledgeable and that you are a part of this industry. It makes you a better salesperson when you are showing that you are a part of the industry and that you care about the issues that the industry cares about. So when you are at those round tables in the discussions, don't be doing your sales pitches then. You've got time to do it during your brain dates. It is meant for you to be a part of the conversation that's ongoing within the room. As Wayne was talking about, brain dates are a great way to actually do your sales pitch. You've got time to set those meetings up, and people are creating their profiles now. So if you're looking on that brain date website and you only see a few people that you might want to be meeting with, keep going back, because every day new profiles are being created, and you can continue to request those brain dates throughout the day, and as Wayne said, all the way up until you get on site, you can continue to add brain dates. You've also got the vendor networking times. As Claire mentioned, you can bring some flyers, you can do some demos there at your pod, and so those are another time when you would do a more traditional sales pitch, unlike when you're sitting at the table. It's all about networking and creating relationships, so hopefully we're all going to help you to take your business to the next level. Excuse me. So with that, I know we said we would hold questions to the end, so do we have any questions? Can we see anything that people have typed in?
We can. So we do have one question so far that's come in. So I'll remind folks that if you do have questions, please submit them either through the questions box or the chat box on the right-hand side of your screen. Our first question comes from Adam Klein, and he asks, can you share again how and where we sign up for the brain dates?
Sure. Adam, this is Wayne again. The brain dates, you should have gotten a few emails from us, and so search your inbox for brain dates, but also it might be in your spam folder as well, so make sure that you check your spam folder and, again, search for brain dates. But you can also set up your profile directly by going to braindates.alta.org. And, again, that's BRAINDATES.alta.org. And you can set up your profile and start setting up your brain dates.
Perfect.
Do you have any others?
Our next question comes in. It's about the Ideas Festivals and the role that our vendor community should play in those conversations, how they can make the most of their time as part of those conversations.
Sure. I think we can all jump in. We've all helped create this experience, but when you're sitting in the Ideas Festival and during the knowledge communities, this is a really unique opportunity because there will be so much back and forth conversation at each of those individual tables. And like Deirdre and Claire mentioned, the attendees have filled out surveys before they get to the event saying that these are topics that are really important to them. And so this isn't a time to necessarily jump in during those conversations to try and sell them on your product, but it's a great time to start that relationship. It's almost the human side of the sales process, so that they're getting to talk to you about issues that really mean a lot to them, and then you can say, I'd love to have a brain date with you later on, or I'd love to talk to you a little bit more during the happy hour, or during the vendor networking break in a little bit. Let's talk, I'd love to show you a demo. That's really, it's not necessarily the hard sell during the Ideas Festival. Certainly if you have ideas and thoughts for their individual business needs while they're talking about some of these challenges during the Ideas Festival and then after the knowledge communities, be a part of those conversations. I think that you'll be most successful when you're extremely involved in those conversations and encourage follow-up later in the day. So instead of traditionally for our conferences, I think lots of folks would come by during the networking breaks or during exhibit hall hours, and then the follow-up would be afterwards. This is really giving an opportunity to have that first conversation during the Ideas Festival and knowledge communities and do the actual follow-up on site. And hopefully that'll lead to more sales and more leads for you guys after the event.
This is Canadian. I just want to jump in a little bit too, because all of these topics are things that you should be able to converse about. Everybody here has training and professional development needs. We all care about this industry, so we care about the values that we are professing about it. And then the closing experience is also, I'm sure, some part of your discussions throughout your world. So I encourage you to go in and create your to answer this survey as well, so that you'll be placed in the right places that you can have these conversations.
So our next question is about the happy hour, and some folks would like a reminder about when that happy hour is going to take place and where it will take place.
It will take place Wednesday evening from 5 to 6, and that will be in the foyer space outside of the Texas Ballroom, which is where the Ideas Festival is held. It's also where Alta's registration, which is the Alta Arena, is. So it's right there between the Texas Ballroom and the Fort Worth Ballroom.
Perfect. Our next question comes in, and it is, can somebody talk about how we came up with the new idea, new format for Springboard?
So this is Lauren Dollarshell. Sorry guys, this is my first time to talk on the webinar. So really this new concept really came out of, we saw a need with the way attendees go to a conference now, and the way they learn is so vastly different than it has been in the past. Like, someone's educational needs, you know, sitting back and listening to someone, you know, a big name speaker is wonderful and great, but you don't always get, you know, true takeaways out of that. This conference is meant to be very interactive, really expand someone's networking opportunities. And then also, over the past couple years, you know, along with our industry, is you guys have experienced change. The way our members are conducting their business is vastly different than it is 3 years ago, 5 years ago. So it's only appropriate that us as an association changes with our members, and we grow with them and make sure we're continually meeting their needs and the things they're looking for. Also, Alta Springboard, this format is something you're not going to find anywhere else in the industry. It's really unique to us, and we saw this as an opportunity for us to get in there and grow this for us. I think it's going to be really it's going to be really important for our members. They're going to take a lot away from next week, and they can instantly go back to their office and implement these ideas that they've brainstormed and problem solved with other attendees. So it's going to be really useful and a great resource for them, and we're really excited about it.
Great. Our next question is about brain dating, and folks would like a reminder about how they can sign up for brain dating and take advantage of that great contest that Wayne mentioned.
So you can sign up at braindates.alta.org. And if you're having a hard time hearing the spelling of that over the webinar, feel free to shoot any of us on staff an email, Wayne@alta.org, Lauren@alta.org, Claire@alta.org, and we're happy to help you, send you a direct link to set up for those brain dates. If you're having more trouble once you get to the site and you want to really walk through it to understand it, again, email us, and any of us are happy to jump on the phone with you to learn how to set it up, because we want this to be successful for you, and we want the brain dates to be a really great experience for our other attendees as well. So we're happy to help you any way we can. And one more time, the address is braindates.alta.org.
Yeah, this is Canadian again. So just a reminder that the website itself has a great tutorial. It takes you through step by step on how to create your profile and how to request those brain dates. And once you've sent those requests, then the other attendees will get an email saying that you want to see them, and vice versa when someone requests a brain date with you. So it's all pretty intuitive right there on that website.
And then I wanted to add in, actually, I have had firsthand experience with brain dating at a conference that I attended. This is Lauren, I'm sorry. In January, I attended a conference for people who plan conferences. Ironic, right? But they had this new software
as part of their program, and I went in and created my profile, filled out an offer that I thought I could contribute to other attendees, and then I put in I had a couple requests. One in particular was, being a mid-sized association, I was really looking for solutions to help us expand our digital marketing and how could we reach new audiences. And so actually I got paired up with a company that we have, as an association, have started exploring using, and I had a terrific experience with it. It was really comfortable. We sat down. He was able, he sat down, showed me their platform. We walked through it. We talked about next steps, and he followed up with me the next week, and we did conference calls. And so to me, it was a really incredible experience and a nice way to get to know someone, and truly a software company I had never heard of. So it was a great opportunity for me to learn about new solutions out there. And so that's just kind of a firsthand experience of how I've seen it work and really be truly successful. So.
And that's a great point, Lauren. This is Wayne again. You can be really proactive with your brain dating too. And so if you do have some leads, you've got your eye on some attendees that are going to be there. If you're not seeing them on the brain dating side, or you were hoping that they might reach out to you for a brain date, reach out to them and encourage them to set up their brain dating profile, because you'd love to talk to them. You'll see once you get on the site, you can be extremely creative in setting up your offers and what you're able to offer other people. It doesn't have to be very traditional in the marketing and sales sense. And so I would encourage you to reach out to attendees too that you're looking at.
All right, so our next question, what's the deal with the dress code? I hear jeans are acceptable for Springboard, ?
That is correct, Steve. Yes, it's a jeans-friendly environment. Leave your ties and dress pants at home. We would make this a casual atmosphere to make it easier to, do the relationship building that we've been talking about.
But just to know, if you are more comfortable in a jacket, absolutely wear what you feel comfortable in. But we wanted people to feel like the jeans are absolutely acceptable.
It's in Texas. Wear your cowboy boots.
Yes.
Have some fun.
All right, our next question, will attendees of this webinar get an audio copy of this webinar at the end?
Yes. I will send out an email with the video recording of this, audio recording of this.
Perfect. All right, we've still got about 6 minutes left in our half hour. If there's any other questions, please remember to submit them through the questions box or the chat box on the right-hand side of your screen. Not seeing anything else come in. Last call for questions. All right.
All right, we will end it here. Thank you everyone for joining. We appreciate it. We will see you next week in Fort Worth. Have a great week.